So let me again share my screen and we'll discuss today most important instructions from this chapter 18 and entire Bhagavad Gita, which is Lord Krishna's final conclusion. Like you see, right after speaking for so many, he is now giving the final summary and his conclusion. So we'll just start read from here. So before this, till verse 62, he has already given Bhagavad Gita. In fact, Bhagavad Gita finishes in chapter 17 itself. Chapter 18 is more of a conclusion summary. So in verse 63, he says, "Thus I have explained to you still more confidential. Deliberate on this fully and then do what you wish to do." This is what he's again see here, not forcing Arjun, right? As a good teacher, he's saying, I have explained to you everything. Now you deliberate on this fully because I have given you intelligence and do what you wish to do. I am not telling you what to do. I have given you enough knowledge. You decide what you have to do. So, as a parent or a teacher or whatever, like we should also act like this, not force anything on our dependents, but give them sufficient knowledge, give them, make them confident, and let them decide. This principle works in everywhere. Workplace also, anywhere this principle works. The moment we try to force ourselves on others, there is a repulsion happen. The person doesn't want to do that because everyone has their own independence, and that independence is given to everyone by Lord Krishna himself. And if Lord Krishna does not want to take away that independence, then we are nothing. Who are we to take anyone's independence? Very important point to know. This is very helpful in our relationships, in our interpersonal relationship with others. Like give them space. If someone asks for your opinion, then give them. Don't give them free opinion. Like sometimes people have this habit of just giving advice to everyone, even if advice is asked or not asked. They just we should not do that. We are not teachers for an entire world. If someone asks, then give, and after giving, let them decide on their own what they want to do it. That's what Krishna is telling, that I have given you enough knowledge, entire thing, and I've told you confidential knowledge, more confidential knowledge. Now you deliberate on this and do what you want to do. Okay. Now he will say that because you are my very, very dear friend, okay, I am speaking you to you the my supreme instruction, the most confidential knowledge of all. Hear this from me, for it is your benefit. Now he's saying that I am giving you my final, most confidential instruction, most confidential knowledge. Why? Because you are my very dear friend. Like you are not envious from me. You are favorable. You are listening to me. That's why he's giving. Otherwise, if someone is not willing to listen or envious and does not want to do, then what is the point of giving anything? Anyway, it will be of no use. So this final instructions are actually meant only for devotees of Lord Krishna. It's not meant for general public because they won't appreciate it and they won't understand it and they will ask 100 questions. So it's not for any XYZ person. It's specifically meant for Krishna devotees who are favorable to Krishna, who are friends with Krishna and not envious of Krishna, that why he is the only the supreme, why he is the only the Lord. Sometimes people ask, why not any XYZ, like I worship this, why Krishna is always at the top? No, it's not for them then. Okay, so what final instruction is saying? 65. He's saying always, this is the only verse which is repeated twice in Bhagavad Gita. This came in 934, chapter 934, most confidential knowledge. There also, Krishna talks about this verse almost at the end. He's telling what to do in order for us to approach him. Only four things. Think of me, become my devotee, worship me, and offer your homage unto me. Only four things he's asking all of us to do, that always think of him. Think of him means thinking about his name. Name means when we chant Hare Krishna, we are remembering him, chanting, and also remembrance, like in our mind, thinking about him, making our consciousness more of a Krishna consciousness. That is what it means. Think of me. And sometimes people may ask, how can we think always, right? So one of the acharyas have told, for in the beginning, it's not possible to always think. Think about Lord Krishna, remember him in mind at least once a day. Okay, very important. Start with once a day, and then as we practice, our remembrance will increase. Second is become my devotee. Clear instruction. Become my devotee, not anyone else devotee. They just become my devotee. And this whole Bhagavad Gita is about the devotional service. Chapter 12, entire chapter 12 is about devotional service. And very easy. Prahlad Maharaj has given the 9 processes of devotional service. Like Shravanam starts with listening. If you are all listening, this is the first step, listening. Shravanam Kirtanam, then hearing and listening and then discussing about it. Kirtanam means glorifying, discussing about Krishna, his instructions, glorifying him, performing Kirtan when we group together, where we do Nam Kirtan like Hare Krishna Mantra Kirtan, singing bhajans, all this funks under Kirtan. So there are 9 processes of devotional service like this. So Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaran. Smaran is remembering about him, right? Atmanivedam, like that. There are multiple 9 processes. All that will come under devotee. Then worship me. Just daily just worship me, and whatever you do in your life, give that as an offering to me. Offer your homage unto me. And pay obeisances. Like when we see the Krishna's deity, we should pay obeisances. So this is the most confidential knowledge, and Krishna is giving a surety that if you come doing this, definitely I'm giving you 100% guarantee, you will come to me without fail. He added the word without fail. And then I promise you, further is I promise you because you are my very dear friend. Okay. So if you read this whole instruction, this is the most one confidential knowledge. It's also known as Sarva Guhyam, right? And Paramam, he uses the word Paramam Vacha, which means this is the supreme instruction. Same instruction he gives in chapter number 931. The only difference is in 931, he was more of a acting as a teacher, right? And he was explaining as a teacher what are your duties. Here he's more of a now becoming a friend, well-wisher. He's saying, he's telling more of what he will do for his devotees, that they will come to him and he will take care of them. Okay. If you read the instructions, they say life should be molded in a way one will always have the chance to think of Krishna. One should always act in such a way all his activities are in connection with Krishna. He should arrange his life in a way that throughout the 24 hours he cannot but think of Krishna. And Lord promises that anyone who is in such pure Krishna consciousness will certainly return to the abode of Krishna, where he will be engaged in the association of Krishna face to face. Imagine seeing Krishna face to face, just standing with him and being part of his leelas. How wonderful it would be, right? Directly in contact with Lord. So this knowledge, this verse is spoken only for devotees because they only can appreciate this and not any other non-devotees. Okay, now we'll go to next one, which is the other one, 66. 66. 66 verse is very popular verse, very famous verse. Prabhupada has quoted this verse more than 800 times in his classes. Sarva dharman verse, sarva dharman parityaga, mam ekam sharanam vraja, aham tvam sarva papebhyo, mokshashyami nasucha. Here he's saying, hey Arjun, just abandon all varieties of religion. There are so many varieties of religion, right? So many, you see in India, there are so many, n number of religions. So many are there. Someone is doing this, that, someone is praying light, someone this. He said, just abandon everything and just surrender to me. Just surrender to me only. Right? He says, Mam ekam means only me. This is exclusivity. Just surrender to me and I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. I'll take care of you. Don't fear. I will take care. I'll take away all your previous sinful reactions and just surrender to me. Come under my shelter. Krishna is not even seeing the, what you call, whether one is qualified, not qualified. Even the lowest, most abominable one, if he surrenders to Krishna with heart, Krishna accepts him. Even if you have fault, no fault, if one can come to the stage of just relying on Krishna for everything in his life, surrendering to him, then he basically takes charge of you. It's like a baby, small baby, right? Completely surrendered to his parent. Like a 1 year, 2-year-old baby can't even drink or eat anything, right? By herself. If the parents don't feed him, he will starve to death, but he can't do anything. But have you ever seen anyone starving to death? A baby? No. Because mother knows ahead of the baby when the baby needs milk, when his diaper needs to be changed, right? Same way. If you are fully dependent on Krishna, Krishna will make sure everything is taken care of. The moment the problem starts, when we think that we are in control and we want to be the Lord of everything, that's when Krishna will take a back seat. They say, like, let him handle it on his own. He's thinking he's smart, and then people will get frustrated, and that's what happens. Okay, so here, the key thing here is, what is this surrender means actually, right? So Krishna says, Sarv Dharman Parityaja. So what is this actually surrender means? How can one surrender? Say this word used, just surrender to me. So this is given in one book called Hari Bhakti Vilas. Process of surrender is given. It's not something that there's just a word, fancy word. Like there is some meaning to it. Okay, I'll just read it and listen carefully. What does it mean? Because then you will understand what surrender is actually. So anukulasya sankalpah pratikulस्य varjanam रक्षिष्याति इति विश्वासो गोपित्वे वर्णम तथा आत्मनिक्षेप कार्पण्ये षड्विधा शरणागति. Okay, षड्विधा means these are the shad means 6. Those who can understand little Sanskrit or Hindi, 6 principles of Sharanagati. So let's take one by one. First is Anukulasya Sankalpaha. Those who understand Hindi, Anukul means something which is favorable. Okay, so he's saying Anukulasya Sankalpaha. Whatever is favorable for my bhakti, accept it. That's the first principle. Whatever is favorable, accept it. Okay. For example, reading Bhagavad Gita is favorable, accept it. Chanting the names of the Lord is favorable, accept it. Okay. Going to the temple is favorable. Meeting with devotees is favorable. All these are anukulasya sankalpa. Sankalpa means make a sankalp to do it. Right? So anukulasya sankalpa. That's the first principle of Sharanagati. Whatever is favorable, accept it. Now the second principle is pratikulasya varjanam. Those who know again Hindi or Sanskrit, pratikul means whatever is not favorable, unfavorable. And varjanam means rejected. त्याग भी बोलते हैं in Hindi, त्याग. Varjanam means leave it or reject it. So whatever is unfavorable for my bhakti, whatever is unfavorable and comes between me and Krishna, leave it. So these are the first 2 principles, very important. These are the main ones. So these 2 principles are the actions which we perform in day-to-day life. So we have to mold our life in a way that whatever is favorable, we accept that and keep doing more of that. Whatever is unfavorable, we reject that and not do at all. Okay. And so these are the 2 principles, pratikulasya varjanam. Whatever makes us forget Lord Krishna, which takes us away from Lord Krishna, which takes us away from devotees, which takes us away from temple, leave it. It's not worth Believe me, it's not worth to chase those things, no matter if those things can bring us billions of dollars or unlimited material happiness. But the fact that they are taking away from Krishna, his devotees, or temple is the reason that it should be rejected. Because our life is very short, right? We are only very short life, right? So whatever is remaining, we should put our effort towards the first principle, Anukula Sankalpa. Okay, not run after the unfavorable things. Okay, so these are the first two principles which are important, which are actions. Now, next four are basically emotions, because bhakti is also about emotion, how you feel, right? So next four are emotions. Rakshishyati, iti vishvaso. We break down rakshishyati and then iti vishvaso. Vishwas, you know all in the Vishwas means to believe. Rakshishyati, what to believe? That Krishna will always protect me from all dangers. So have a Vishwas, have a faith that no matter what, where I, no matter how, if I have problems in my life, if I get encountered with so many dangers, Krishna is there and he will protect me, because he is giving the surety here, right? I will take care of you. Do not fear. I will remove your sins. I will take care of. So basically, giving the giving your life in the hands of Krishna, fully dependent on him, and believing that he will protect me from all dangers. Nobody else. When we are in trouble, when we think like a baby, when he's in trouble, he looks for his mother. He cries loudly, and mother comes and helps. Same way, fully dependent on Krishna. And whenever we are in trouble, even before we are getting into trouble, Krishna will take out from the trouble. He will not let the trouble comes in our way. That is for sure. Because ones who are on the path of Bhakti Devi itself, Krishna also does not have to come. His servants by Bhakti Devi, others will take out all the obstacles. And that is the power of Bhakti. So having that Vishwas, Krishna will always protect me, not anyone else, not even my family members or this person, that person, or that demigod. No, just Krishna. That having that faith, Rakshishyati iti Vishvasu, Krishna will always protect me from danger. So that is the emotion, right? Now, fourth is this one, Gopit Kritve Varnam Tatha. What does it mean? It means that Lord Krishna is my only maintainer. I am fully dependent on him. He's my own maintainer. However he wants me to keep, I have no objection, right? So that is what it means. He's my only maintainer. I am not gonna ask anything from anyone in the whole world. He's the only maintainer, right? Krishna will see to that. Like, I don't have to worry about how Krishna will keep me, how much money I will have, or whether I will have food or not. Krishna will see to that. Again, same thing. Baby does not have to worry from where I will get the clothes, who will give me food. Parents provide, same way, completely dependent. So that's the second emotion or fourth principle, Gopititve Varnam Tatha. Then Atma Nikshepa. This is the fifth, Atma Nikshepa. Atma Nikshepa means surrendering everything in Krishna's service, including yourself, everything, whatever you think you have, surrendering everything in his service. Because everything what we had is anyway provided by Lord Krishna. He can take away everything in a moment. Everything material which we had, including our house, our family, everything. It's all provided by him. But he won't do that. He won't take away. But I'm just saying it's anyway belonging to him. So surrendering everything in his service and thinking that my whole existence is dependent on Krishna and his service. So my whole existence is dependent. That is the fifth principle, Atmanikshep, full surrender. Like not thinking everything belongs to him. Like even our house belongs to him. We are just there because as a temporary occupant, but this does not belong to me. Even my body does not belong to me. What to speak of house, right? So everything belongs to him, and we are just using everything in his service. And my whole existence is dependent on his mercy. That is the Atmanik Shepa. And the last one is Karpanya. Karpanya means being humble in every situation, cultivating a humble attitude, not be puffed up in any situation, because he doesn't like any tinge of pride in devotee. That takes away Krishna from us. He does not really like any tinge of pride, no puffed up. That I am this, I am that, I did that, I did nothing. Actually, we are not capable of doing, even we are not capable of moving our hand from here to here. If Krishna stops the life breath from within, we can't even move our hand. What to speak or doing anything in this world, right? So always have that humble attitude, that it's our good fortune that Lord Krishna has chosen us to do a particular thing and using us as our medium. Otherwise, we are not capable of anything ourselves. So that is what these 6 principles are. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, so again, I'll just repeat. Anukulasya sankalpa, accept everything which is favorable for in bhakti and bringing us close to Krishna and his devotees. That's first. Pratikulasya varjanam, whatever is unfavorable for bhakti, we reject it. These 2 are actions. Rest 4 are emotions. Rakshishya iti vishvaso, rakshishyati iti vishvaso. Having a full faith, Krishna will protect me from all dangers. Gopit kritve varnam tatha. Having confidence, faith, Krishna is my only maintainer and nobody else. Nobody, not even our family members. Krishna is the one who is taking care. Like sometimes those who are male, like the breadwinners of the family, right? Let's say husband and wife. So husband is working, wife not working. The husband has this feeling that I am taking care of the family, and if I stopped working, my family will starve to death, or if I don't work. But actually, Krishna is in control. We are just a medium, right? He's taking care of everyone. So we don't have to worry even about family and anything. As a duty, we still have to work. It's not that we just leave everything and just there. No. Krishna never told Arjun to leave anything. In the whole Bhagavad Gita, you will never see a verse where Krishna says, okay, he's always telling him to do everything, but for his, not for our own pleasure or Krishna's, Arjun's pleasure. Do it for dharma, do it for Krishna. That is the message. Then Atmanikshepa is complete surrender, everything in Lord's service, even our resources, our time, energy, everything we do in the service of Lord. Karpanya is being humble in every situation. These are the 6 principles of Sharanagati. Okay, 6 principles of Sharanagati. Let me read this. According to devotional process, one should simply accept such religious principle that will lead ultimately to devotional service of Lord. First principle, Anukulasya Sankalpa. One may perform a particular occupational duty according to his position in the social order, but if by executing his duty one does not come to the point of Krishna consciousness, all his activities are in vain. See what Prabhupada says, occupational duty means whatever duty we had, like someone is doing a business, someone is doing a job, someone is a teacher, someone is an engineer, doctor, whatever is there, that is the role which is given to us to play in this world. Being a husband, father, that is a role. We have been given, every one of us are given a role to play. That is our occupational duty. We have to do it. But even after doing that duty, if one does not come to this point of Krishna consciousness, everything is in vain. Right? The whole life is big zero then. Human life which we have got is a big zero, because this is a very, after so many millions of births, one gets human life. And if one cannot come to this realization that he has to surrender to Krishna, he has to reawaken his relationship with Krishna, then it's all vain. Because a dog or a cat cannot understand this principle, or a tree, or a fish, or a lion, they can't understand this. So this whole bhakti can only be done in the body of human. form, and human form is one of the 8.4 million species. So it's very rare to get this human form. And if someone just simply wastes this chance, then he's the biggest loser. And by nature's will, he may not get another chance, right? So Krishna says, his agent say, Yamraj says that I have given you this most precious human life, and you simply just wasted it. So why I should give you again? Why not you become a tree, or you become a fish in the pond, or an insect, or whatever? So that's why Prabhupada says all his activities are in vain. Because nothing will go with us, right? Whatever we accumulate, whatever degree we had, whatever good wish or a position in society we have, the moment person leaves this world, people will forget him. Maybe 5 days, 10 days, they will remember, but after that, everyone moves on their life and he's forgotten, no matter how big you are. Big kings came in the past, nobody remembers them. So only thing which is precious, which goes with us, is the bhakti. Everything remains here only in the material world. Our house, our bank balance, our education, degrees, whatever good we did for the society, people may remember for us for some time, but then it remains here. Everything material remains here. Only the time which we have spent on Krishna consciousness, this is eternal. Nobody can take away from us. This is eternal. It eternally goes to our account and it goes with us, and we keep getting accumulated. Okay. Then third, Prabhupada says one should be confident that in all circumstances Krishna will protect him from all difficulties. So we should have that confidence, not that at the slight some tribulation comes in the life, something happens, and then we say, "Oh Krishna, I was worshipping you. Why are you giving me so much trouble?" And we start questioning him and all that thing. No, just have full faith that you will be protected from all difficulties in life. He will give you enough strength from within to face all the difficulties in life. So sometimes difficulties are also good, like that makes us stronger, right? So life is material. Some good things will come, some bad things also will come. So like that. But one should be tolerant and patient for that bad phase to get over and remain focused on bhakti. And Krishna will protect them. There is no need of thinking how one should keep the body and soul together. Krishna will see to that. One should always think himself helpless and should consider Krishna the only basis for his progress in life. This is the fourth one. No, fifth one. Fourth one, sorry. Gopritritve Varnam Tata, that seeing that Krishna is my only maintainer. As soon as one seriously engages himself in devotional service to the Lord in full Krishna consciousness, at once he becomes freed from all contamination of material nature. So once you start practicing this with full sincerity, with full faith, you will not, the material nature or Maya cannot contaminate you. One becomes freed from that material nature. There are different processes of religion and purificatory process by cultivation of knowledge, meditation in mystic yoga, etc. But one who surrenders onto Krishna does not have to execute so many methods. So one does not have to go through different yoga processes. Like there are many. Like we already discussed, there are so many yogas, right? Krishna tells Karma Yoga, Gyan Yoga, Stang Yoga, Dhyan Yoga, all those yogas are there. So one does not have to go through all that. Simply with one stroke, one can get into the express elevator and directly reaches to the stage of Bhakti Yoga, where it's more of actions and emotions. And then Krishna is just looking for that bhav, right? He's not getting impressed if someone can sit in one position and do dhyan for even for a few days, not getting impressed. But one who has that love for him, he's completely bound. He's bound. That's why gopis are the greatest devotee. They did not do big tapasya or anything. Gopis were not even educated, learned. Only qualification they had unflinching faith and unconditional love for Lord Krishna. No matter what happened, they had that love. unconditional, no conditions posed. That simple surrender unto Krishna will save him from unnecessarily wasting time. One can thus make all progress at once and be freed from all self-will reactions. So this simple surrender can save him from unnecessarily wasting time, and one can be freed from all the sinful reactions. Krishna will burn away all sinful reactions completely in a minute. It's called burned. So that is what is Sharanagati. Okay. Now I will show you from Veda base that how to do this. Like this is all actions that one should start, but there is one more principle of Sharanagati or surrender or giving surrender, which is accepting a bona fide spiritual master like Diksha. Taking a Diksha. Diksha means initiation into this process, mantra initiation. Okay. So that is what one has to aspire for. Diksha. See here, Diksha Kale Bhakt Kare Atma Samarpan. We are talking about Atma Samarpan only. No? What he says, it's very Hindi. Same, it's like the Diksha Kale. At the time of Diksha, Bhakt Kare, the devotee does Atma Samarpan. So he's doing a Saranagati. Because through the medium of Guru, one is surrendering to Krishna. At the time of initiation, it's a one-way road. It's not you are not coming back. So it's a one-way road going to the Krishna. There is no looking back. Okay, so Diksha Kale Bhakt Kare Atma Samarpan, Sai Kale Krishna Tare Kare Atma Sam, which means when the devotee does his Atma Samarpan at the time of initiation, at that time Krishna takes away, removes all his sins. All the sins gets into the ashes in a moment at the time of initiation. That's why it's very important to take initiation, because that's the first step in the process of bhakti, to accept a spiritual master, a guru, because this process is transcendental and Guru acts as a medium, a representative of Krishna in this material world. And when we surrender to Guru, it means we are surrendering to Krishna. At that time, Krishna accepts him to be as good as himself. Officially, one becomes a part of Krishna's family at the time of initiation. Right? Sai Kale Krishna Tare Kare Atma Samre. Krishna accepts him, that particular soul, to be as good as himself. Okay, so this is another thing which I just want to highlight, that that all of us, and when we are ready, another secret is sometimes people think, how will we able to ever get the Guru? What will happen? From where the Guru will come? So don't have to worry. When we are ready from within, so Krishna is there in our heart, right? So Krishna will send that Guru in our life, whom we will be able to surrender, and he will also give you indication that this is the person you should surrender to. All this is happening from within. He will give you the indication, and then Guru will be looking and searching for you and come. He will be right in face, and you will get the indication that this is the person whom I should be surrendering. Krishna will give that indication. So, but the thing is, from our side, we should be ready. Then only this whole thing is happen, process is happening. Okay. So sometimes people think about, and one should not take shortcuts, like, because when there is something real, there are also something fake. Because there is a gold, real gold, that's why we have imitations of gold. So there are real gurus, and that's why we had imitations. So we have fake gurus also. In India, you see every day so many fake gurus. So one should not be in a hurry to take shortcuts. Shortcut means getting cheap things. So one should be ready to accept the topmost, and then one will not get cheated. Otherwise, there is every chance that one may get cheated. Like some guru will show you some magic and this, that, or some siddhi, and one will say, oh, no, this is the thing. No. We are not after siddhis. Because all this siddhi, everything will remain here. The real thing is the Guru will talk about Krishna and connect us to the Krishna. Okay. So that completes this chapter. Let me show you one more verse on here. So this is the thing which Krishna tells about here in this final instruction. And he also says that this confidential knowledge may never be explained to those who are not austere, devoted, or engaged in devotional service, not to one who is envious of me. That's why I was telling that this is only for devotees. This is not for the normal people or who are not devotees or who are envious of him, because Krishna himself is saying that this should never be explained to those who are not austere or devoted or engaged in devotional service, not to one who is envious of me. Okay, so 4 things he says. Don't tell this secret to the one who is not austere, who is not ready to perform even simple austerity. He's not asking us to do big austerity because he knows we can't do that austerities in this body anymore. Simple austerities meaning following 4 regulative principles. That is also austerity, like 4 regulative principle: no meat eating, no illicit connection, no gambling, no intoxication. This is austerity in this world when 99% people are indulged in all this, right? So this is austerity is asking us to do. Things which are favorable for us to progress in bhakti, the first principle of Sharanagati, that is austerity. He's saying who are not devoted, who challenge him, or who are not engaged in devotional service, don't tell this thing. Because there's no point telling them, because they will not understand and they will in fact do more aparad, because they will say, and I have seen these kind of people, right, who will say, क्या बोलते हैं वो बोलते हैं कि those who are like say of staunch followers of other देवी देवतास और things, they say कि तुम्हारा भगवान भगवान, हमारा भगवान तुमने छोटा कर दिया. There is nothing छोटा बड़ा. It's like everyone has a position, everyone has a role to play. So Krishna here is the supreme father or eternal father for everyone. Even I was hearing sometimes we had followers, devotees staunch of Shiva, Lord Shiva. So those followers, when Lord Shiva is really happy with them and he really takes their service, the next thing with Lord Shiva will do is connect them to the bhakti of Krishna and Radha Krishna bhakti. Lord Shiva himself will connect him. So that is his way of showing the favor to him, to his followers. Same is Hanuman, case of Hanuman. Many of Hanuman Bhakt, either they get connected to Ramji or Radha Krishna Bhakti, one of them. So all this, because they themselves are devotees of Lord. You see, Lord Shiva is always in a meditation position. So whom is he meditating on? He's meditating on Krishna. Taking his names, meditating on. But you will never see Krishna's meditating on any, like Krishna meditates. He meditates on the name of Radha, but that's another thing. But he's not in that yogic position. He will always, you will see him with a flute or his picture, and he's roaming around or just having good time. Right? So, okay, now the boon also comes. The boon for the one who gives this supreme secret to others, and also the benediction for others who receives this. So, because everything, people think whenever we tell any message, people think what's in it for me, what is there. Krishna is this boon, that one who explains this supreme secret to the devotees. He did not say it's supreme secret for one who explains this supreme secret to humans or anyone. He's only devotee, because this is only for devotees. Other sections, the previous sections which we already discussed in the beginning, they are for everyone, but this particular section is only for devotees. So one who explains this supreme secret to devotees, pure devotional service is guaranteed. And at the end, he will come back to me. Krishna is giving that guarantee that for him, pure devotional service is guaranteed. And towards the end of his life, he is coming back to me. So for one who is giving this knowledge to the devotees. And further he says, there is no servant in the world more dear to me than he, nor will there ever be one more dear. So there is nobody more dear to Krishna than someone who propagates this message to others, who gives this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to others. Because why? Because, like, let's say there is a father and he has lost his son. Now the person who connects that lost child to his father will be most dear to the father, right? Father will always be grateful. Oh, he did the Lord good service. He connects me to his my lost child. Similarly, anyone who connects the lost souls in this world to their eternal father Krishna is most dear to their father, which is Krishna. That's why he's saying there is no servant in this world more dear to me than he, nor will there ever be one more dear. Even in future, there will never be anyone who is more dear. And I declare that he who studies this sacred conversation of ours worships me by his intelligence. Okay, so that is the goal of reading entire Bhagavad Gita. That one should come to this point, to this realization, that after studying this sacred conversation between Krishna and Arjun, one should come to this conclusion that now I should lead my life, I should dedicate my life in the service of Krishna, and Krishna will provide him that intelligence. And now comes the benediction or boon for the listeners. And one who listens with faith and without envy becomes free from sinful reactions and attains to the auspicious planets where the pious dwell. So this is the boon, that one who, even just by listening, here Krishna is not even saying doing bhakti, he's saying this is the boon for listening. If someone takes to the process of bhakti, he is definitely going to Krishna Loka. But even if someone simply listens to this with faith and without envy, he get that much pious credit, that he gets freed from his sinful reactions and he attains to the higher auspicious planets. He's definitely going to the auspicious planet just by listening to this message, right? So that is the boon which is giving, because this is he's acquiring that much piety, that much punya, which makes him go to the higher planets in the material world. And further, Krishna asks to Arjun like a teacher that, O son of Pritha, O conqueror of wealth, have you heard this with an attentive mind? Or were you just looking here and there? And are your ignorance or illusions not dispelled? Now Arjun, listen what Arjun will say. My dear Krishna, O infallible one, my illusion is gone, now gone. I have regained my memory by your mercy. I am now firm and free from doubt, and I am prepared to act according to your instruction. Arjun is ready to do or act according to your instruction. So here Bhagavad Gita ends, and now Sanjay, who is reciting this Bhagavad Gita to Dhritarashtra, also says that I have heard this conversation of two great souls, Krishna and Arjun, and so wonderful is the message that my hair is standing on end. And because Sanjay was given the divine eyes to see this, so he's telling. So the other recipient of, or the other person who heard this Bhagavad Gita is Sanjay, apart from Arjun. So he's saying, by the mercy of Vyas, I have heard these most confidential talks directly from the master of all mysticism, Krishna, who was speaking personally to Arjun. And then he said, I repeatedly recall this wondrous and holy dialogue between Krishna and Arjun. I take pleasure being thrilled at every moment. And as I remember the wonderful form of Lord Krishna, I am struck with wonder more and more, and I rejoice again and again. And finally, Sanjay gives his verdict that wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, and wherever there is Arjun, the supreme archer, there will always certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, morality. That is my opinion. So he gives this message to Dhritarashtra, because in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, first thing Dhritarashtra asks is what is happening on battlefield, and he was concerned that what his sons are doing, what Pandavas are doing, whether his sons will be victorious or not. He has that question in his mind. And Sanjay is concluding indirectly telling him that wherever there is Krishna and wherever there is Arjun, victory is guaranteed. There will be extraordinary opulence, extraordinary power, morality. And he's indirectly saying that your sons are on the other side, on the side of Adharma, so they are going to get defeated. So for us, wherever there is Krishna, the devotees, there will always be opulence. The Lakshmi Devi is waiting to serve Krishna, right? There will certainly be opulence. So even someone who wants to get opulence in life, if he just takes to Krishna, Lakshmi Devi will follow and give opulence also. Victory is guaranteed. There will always be the victory, and there will be extraordinary power and morality. That is the opinion of Sanjay. So that concludes this whole Bhagavad Gita, 18 chapter 700 verses, and the message. So any questions, comments? I think we are on time also, 11:30 a.m. We have still 10 minutes. But we finished the whole Bhagavad Gita, and again, thank you so much. And I think in your life, you achieved something, that you were the ones chosen by Lord to finish the Bhagavad Gita. And yeah, I think now the next part would be how to take it further and keep building on this message, because Lord has given, as I was telling, Lord has shown the favor by selecting you to be the recipient of this knowledge, like the way he selected Arjun to be the recipient, right? Now just do a small survey, go around and check in your circles and friends and families, how many of them understand Bhagavad Gita. You will hardly find anyone, because they are not yet favored by Krishna. It's as simple as that. Everyone would have heard about this book, everyone would have seen the cover, but there is hardly anyone who has really looked at the verses or tried to understand. Even if they try, they fall at the first step and never take. Like when we go out for book distribution, we met so many of them. They say we try to read Bhagavad Gita, but we could not move beyond first chapter, or we try to move, we could not understand anything. It goes over the head. So that is the thing. It's an open secret. It's available for everyone. It's available free online. This treasure of knowledge is available, but it's an open secret, and it's revealed. Secrets are the ones which are revealed to only the devotees, to the Krishna Bhakta, not to everyone and anyone. So that's the message which we have given. Yeah. So I stop here. Any questions, comments, anything? If you have, then we can discuss.
Prabhuji, thank you so much. This is really enlightening, and we still don't, like, personally, I don't know about Bhagavad Gita still. Like, I've done this class with you, I think, for the last couple of years, but every time there's something new happening. So, but thank you.
Exactly. The same, because it's a transcendental knowledge, and transcendental knowledge is different, that every time we listen to the same message, we'll feel something new. It happens to me also. Whenever I listen to same verse, or read or hear from someone, something new, some new revelation happens, because the revelation is happening from within. Krishna is revealing little by little when he's seeing our faith getting increased. So yeah, that's the right way or right understanding. So yeah, good.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
I was reading one verse yesterday, and in that verse also it was been mentioned that when Ashwatthama kills all the sons, right, of Draupadi, 5 sons, and then how Krishna is he's from his side, from their side, like he's a part of the, and then how he tells them that even at the same time that I understand your pain, that what you have gone through. But in one of the verse it says that nothing belongs to you. Like, this is all temporary. Your family, our home, anything what belongs to you is all temporary. So
Yes.
that way, I think Lord Krishna makes them feel that you go through this pain and you will be fine, like,
Yeah.
instant. So they also at the same time in that situation also they surrender to the Lord Krishna. That please
Yes.
show how do we come out of this, the most
Yeah.
painful sorrow.
Most painful. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That is what it is, like accepting his will and his thing at the last. Otherwise, they could have told, like, you being the Supreme Lord present here, how could Ashwathama kill my 5 sons? Right?
Right.
So as I told, any action requires 5 things to happen. And the last thing is the sanction of Super Soul, which is the sanction of Krishna. Without his
Yeah.
sanction, nothing would have happened. But then he will not intervene in the in the in the way the karma has to unfold. Karma is very strong, so Krishna will intervene. Sometimes he intervenes, sometimes or mostly he will not, because things have to happen. Same way Arjun lost his son. What was the name? 16-year. Uh, I'm not getting. What is the name? Arjun's son. Abhimanyu. Yeah, he was just 16-year-old, and all the Kauravas just surrounded him and beaten him, like they break all the rules of the war and this, and then killed him, right, one by one. Again, Arjun was like depressed. What happened? Like this. So I tell you, yeah, he was depressed and he was like, oh, but again, Krishna tells this body is temporary. Abhi tak maine message bataya. His soul is eternal, and he was supposed to go from this world like this. That was its thing. So because they were the first ones who broke the rules of the war, the Kauravas, and then on Pandava's side also, they did slide what you call adjustment. For example, Dronacharya was invincible. Nobody could win him, and he could not be killed. Krishna played that trick where he left all his weapons, and then someone, I think that Drupad or Drupad's son, he beheaded him. So like that.
Yes, Prabhuji, I really understood this point. One more, Prabhuji, long time ago when you were giving the same lectures, you have mentioned that everything after 10,000 years will be vanished. And is it why is it decided by Lord Krishna like that?
Why is it? Because this is the age of Kali Yuga, and in age of Kali, all the dharma itself goes down. And but then in that age of Kali, this first 10,000 years or 10,000 years from the day Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared is like a Satyuga in Kali Yuga. It's a golden period. That's why it's called golden period. It doesn't come in every Chaturyuga cycle. It is coming now because Lord Krishna came personally here on this planet Earth. He doesn't come very often. He comes once in the day of Brahma, which is in 8.6 billion years. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Krishna himself just comes once. So because they came, so you see, like when a big personality comes, they are so generous. He say like next 10,000 years, people with bhakti will flourish. So that is the wish of Lord himself. And after 10,000 years, then Kali Yuga will progress further, and then all the symbols of dharma will deteriorate and will vanish. So there would be still devotees after 10,000 years, but they may not be able to do openly because the situation will be like that nobody will be allowed to practice religion openly. Like they will be doing silently in the houses and homes, and all the tirth places, they will vanish automatically. And so that is the prediction for 10,000 years. And Prabhupada mentioned that anyone who is serious about this, he will leave this material world in next 10,000 years and go back to the spiritual world. That is another thing. Yeah. So this 10,000 years is a golden period coming from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Otherwise, Kali Yuga is itself full of problems. Kali Yuga has problems. That's why we see a lot of problems. Like those who are not devotees, they are already seeing the effects of Kali Yuga. There is on the other side of the world, there are 2-3 wars going on. Imagine the life of people in the war-torn areas, right? They don't have food, they don't have anything, their shelters are destroyed, people are getting killed every day. So much problem. This is all problems of Kali Yuga. So Kali Yuga, this Kali is a personality. It's like personality who is trying to make things bad and make people corrupt and taking them towards adharma, because that's his era, Kali Yuga era, Kali's personality. So in the beginning of Kali Yuga, when it was starting, then Yudhishthira and these Pandavas saw the signs. As soon as Krishna left the planet, Kali Yuga started, and they saw the signs. And their grandson, which is Parikshit Maharaj, he actually met face to face with that Kali. And he was saying, because he was beating the cow. In the previous ages, nobody would even beat the cow. Forget about killing the cow. Nobody would even beat. So when he saw someone is beating the cow, he understood that this is not normal in this age. And he asked, and he said, I'm Kali. I'm the personality. This is my era. So I have to flourish here. But then he checked. So then Kali was given residence in 3 places. One is in the liquor place, the place where gold, all the 3-4 places where the gambling is going on. Because one by one, he's breaking the pillars of dharma. And that's why we see mostly people are impacted by the Kali Yuga, Kali, and they are acting adharmic in impious way. So irreligion will flourish, religion will deteriorate after 10,000. But 10,000 years is kind of a boon, extra boon given to devotees for by Lord's wish. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's wish is there.
But is there any particular time, Prabhuji, where the Kali Yuga will finish?
Oh, Kali Yuga will finish. It's a long period. Right now, we are in first phase of Kali Yuga. Only 5,200 years have gone. So there are more than 427,000 years remaining. 4,27,000 years more. So do the maths and add 4,27,000 years from now. That's when Kali Yuga will finish. And we are just talking about 10,000 years from 4,27,000. So 4,17,000 years would be bad years where Kali Yuga will flourish on this planet Earth. And towards the end of Kali Yuga, in our Puranas, it's given Bhavishya Puran that people would not want to live even 60, 70 years. Because who would want to live in that situation? So people's life will get shortened and people will die at the age of 25, 30 only. Like whole cycle will finish. They will become father, mother, grandfather, everything in 30 years. So lifespan will shorten. Earlier it was bigger. Even in Kali Yuga, the lifespan is supposed to be 100 years, but we already know it has been shortened. Now average lifespan is 70, 80 years. Max. In Canada, it's 82. In India, it's I think 65 or 70. So this will keep going down. At the end of Kali Yuga, it will only be 30 years. And people's height also will go down. And yeah, so more, there is 4,27,000 years remaining in Kali Yuga. A lot of time is
Thank
there.
you so much, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Thank you for
so we should not wait. Yeah.
I mean, you have read so much, you know this well, that when it starts, when it ends, you know exactly. So that's why, Prabhuji, thank you so much.
So Prabhupada says that don't wait for it to end because it would become difficult towards the end. After 10,000 years, maybe people will not be able to hold these classes like this openly.